Good morning, everybody. Well, today we're going to be moving to a different log job. The last time I was in here, I had a little difficulties. My skid steer, which is parked over there, I ended up somehow losing the key. So because of that, there's still a little bit more wood here, but I can easily jump back to here. But it might take a while to get a key situated for that new key for the skid steer. So I'm going to move out of here, go back down to the other log job where I started on this Paul Smith College place, and we'll do that. So I need to take my cart with me. So I need to get horses unloaded to be able to do that, and we'll show you how we do that. Okay, get him, Ken. Get him. Get him, Ken.
Well, good morning to you, Kenny.
Who? Okay, back up. Back up. Yep. As you can see, we have the blacks today. And we're actually trying something totally new because this is our new trailer, so we don't even know for sure how this is going to work, but I've got a plan. Bah. 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 Sometimes I back Buck out, sometimes I turn him around. Careful. Oh. 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 All right, come here. So my plan is to roll the cart up into this upper compartment and take the tongue off of it, slide the tongue all the way through so we can carry that, and then I should be able to close the door and then put the horses back on and then go on to the next job. I did want to show a couple things I've changed here slightly from our video when I hauled the horses around. I ended up getting two more 2-inch pieces of hardwood. This is ash, and so that is just more stable than the inch and a quarter, I guess it was, I had there before. I also took this little rug and dropped it over the top of that to protect Bill's neck as he's traveling. We still might be using 3 horses in this next job we're moving on to. We'll see.
Thank you, everybody, for all your suggestions on what you thought would work in the trailer. Got lots of suggestions.
Okay, so now Brenda and I have to physically maneuver the cart around and push it up these ramps and get it into the trailer. As I was driving up here this morning, I was thinking, I could almost hitch the horses onto the cart and back them right up into the trailer also. But it's just extra work, and if we can do it by hand, we'll just do that. So the last day I was in here, since I didn't have the skid steer running, I put my logs down here off the side of the road so my trucker can still back in here and pick these up. I also started over here and skidded a few logs out here in the morning on the last day I was here, but then of course this plugged up quite fast. They were actually in the road, so I had to roll them out of the road by hand so that I could get my truck out of here. So anyways, I'm going to set this camera up and we'll get this cart in the trailer. Okay, good. I will lift up the cart if you can pull this out.
I'll try. Okay.
Okay, what I'm concerned with is whether or not
It's gonna fit.
The door will shut. We'll make it work. I got it. Okay, I just need to know if it's going to shut. So, pop out of there. All we need is just a tiny little block to lift it up. Okay. You can just roll this in place, Brenda. Roll that right underneath there.
Okay. Got it. Oh, that's coming out, but there's a little thing in there.
That's okay.
Okay, is that good?
Yeah, I go.
What happens if that comes off of there while traveling?
It won't. It doesn't matter.
They're so cute looking. Curious.
There, that's good. Hey guys.
It is such a gorgeous morning.
Okay, and we'll put the horses back in and we'll be ready to go.
Guys, if you think you're going home, think again.
Hey,
Whoop.
careful.
You might have noticed Buck just slipping there. I believe it's on Thursday. He's getting new shoes put on, more borium on his
Yep.
shoes.
They
So-
need it bad.
Need it bad. Bad, bad, bad. Careful, Kenny.
Get a buck. Okay. Get a buck. Okay. Come here. Get him. Okay, let's go.
So we're at the log job and Jim is plowing the road and the horses are behind. I wonder what it's like for them in there. I know it's not fun for me up here.
Might get in trouble. Do quite a lot of plowing with the trailer on, with the horses in the trailer even, lots of the times, but it's usually after I have a good trail made and I just clean up when I come into the log job. But right today, there's not a huge amount of snow, but it definitely needs to be plowed, but also it has been traveled on by foot quite a bit, so because of that it just makes it harder to plow because it's kind of packed. And I don't know, you guys that plow, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm back down on the level ground, so I'll unhitch the trailer and do the plowing on this today without the trailer.
Are you gonna leave them right in there?
Yes. So for you people that don't know how to unhitch a trailer. I guess I could show you that. So I have to climb up in here and take all of these safety straps off. And there's not a lot of headroom when you're in here. And then on this side here, I just have to pull this up so this opens up so that the ball can come out. Now I just have to jack it up and walk away.
You guys, can you see these footprints? They look pretty big. Might just be coyote. I don't know, but they're pretty big. I'm out here in the woods enjoying it while Jim's plowing. Such a beautiful day. Plowing's done, getting the trailer back on again. That was pretty good aim.
I'll slide the tongue over. Okay. Okay.
Yikes.
So I have my little block here just to make the pole the right length in here. So Brandon, if you could just pick the pole and put it in here. Ready?
Yep.
That's not good.
Doesn't go any further.
See, my block's stuck right in there.
Oh no! Oh good, it came out.
This is nice because with my old trailer, it just barely fit out the door. This one has so much more room. So this is great. I'll get the neck yoke and evener on here, get the horses hitched up, and we'll head to the woods.
Well, after a bunch of fooling around, getting everything on the cart and everything, it's not fooling around, but there's a lot of stuff to get ready when it's ready to get to when you're moving. He's ready to roll.
Cuffed up. And as you can see, my excavator is still here from before. And fortunately, nobody came in and vandalized that. I was a little concerned about that. But what you gonna do? Sometimes you just gotta take those risks in life. And so anyways, this is going to be really nice this winter because this is a nice big landing. So on days that are really cold and the equipment won't start to be able to pile logs, I can use this whole area to just put logs in, and then I can come back the next day or whatever. Oh, when it's warmer, and hopefully things will start up. I don't have a very good place to carry my wedges, and I have to be very careful in the wintertime because if you lose them, they're hard to find. Tough stuff. So for those that are new to the channel, this is Ken and Buck, and I've used them plenty in the woods, not as much as Lady and Bill. Actually, maybe I have because I've had them longer than Bill, but Yeah, they're a pretty good team, but Buck's getting a little older. And
20 plus.
And Lady, of course, is pregnant, so I'm not going to use her anymore in the woods. We'll give her a little break before she foals. So we're heading down this beautiful winter day. Bright, full sunshine, blue sky. And Brenda is actually has a knee that's giving her a little troubles, so she's not walking as good as she'd like to be. So she won't be jumping on and off and running here and there and running ahead of us and all that good stuff like she does so often. She's going to have to stay on the cart more than all the running around she has done in other videos. But that's okay.
I think it's just something temporary. It's not a big deal.
So we'll go down and we'll show you getting one hitch out. And
Yikes. That should...
That's not in my way though.
No, it's not in your way, but it could be dangerous. Okay.
So just a little recap of this particular job. This trail that I'm on is where I actually started logging when I first moved up here, but it turned quite wet, and so it turned into muddy mess, and so I moved out of here and moved across to the other side of the landing and did a whole bunch of wood there, and that went really well. And but this is actually better wood down in here. I'm really looking forward to getting back at it down here. The distance is over a quarter of a mile down in here, so I had always planned, or quite often I'd planned on using my wagon and or dray or something other than just ground skidding it. And I still might, but for right now today I'm going to just ground skid it up the hill. It's a slight uphill grade, actually a fairly decent uphill grade. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like 100 feet. I don't know, I can't remember, of difference in elevation from the landing to down in where the wood is. So it's a pretty good grade. Nothing spectacularly steep, but steady uphill. So I'm looking forward to making a good snow road that's very slippy, very icy, and I am going to be resetting these guys' shoes and putting some better Boreum drill techs on the corks so they have better traction than they have even right now. But for a couple days, it's going to take a few days to really freeze this road up good. Matter of fact, we could easily even possibly slip through and fall into a little bit of mud even down through here. It wouldn't surprise me that much, but I sure hope not.
Because it was quite muddy before. That's why you pulled out.
Yes, it was.
So actually, have the Percherons been here, or are you using the Belgians all the time?
I use the Percherons here, but I can't remember if they ever went down the hill. I think they were just working on the part up next to the landing.
That's what my recollection is.
So yeah, this is new to them, but it's no big deal at all. Horses just adapt so fast to their situations.
You just go wherever you tell them.
Yep. This piece of property, like we said, is owned by Paul Smith's College, but they also have, when they bought the property many years ago, there was a easement, I believe that's what they're called, so that the local people can use this property for recreation. So even right now, we're on a snowshoe pack. See that, Brenda?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that is. It's snowshoes.
Oh, so up through there, somebody, one of the neighbors, without a doubt, is using this area for recreation.
Enjoying
Custom.
the trails. It's nice.
We actually, I think I might have mentioned this before, we actually have right next to this property is the New York state land, and there are some pines up there that are supposedly the tallest pines in New York State. And it's on a forever wild piece of property, I'm sure, so nobody can cut them. But at some point, we're hoping to get down there or get over there and get them filmed so you guys could see them.
Just what you want to do, go for a little walk in the woods.
Maybe sometime. Probably we can follow the trail because other people have been going out there.
Yeah.
But I must say the pine that I'm cutting in here, I'm quite satisfied. They're beautiful trees. Look at that one off to the right. That one's not marked.
That is beautiful.
But they are nice.
But that's not marked, you said.
That's correct.
Do you think they just think they want it to grow just a little more before it's harvested?
I honestly don't know. I'm hoping to get the forester to come in here and he can talk to you guys as to and kind of explain better how he marked and why he marked these trees. So you can see what we're cutting are the trees that have yellow paint on them, and so there's a lot of those, but there's still a tremendous amount of trees, nice big trees that are not marked at all. So yeah, that's what we got, and we'll get started right here somewhere. Oh,
that's quite a nice tree. Do your tree hugging and figure out which way it should go.
I'm a tree hugger. Love to hug my trees before I cut them down.
See which way to cut them. That the one right there?
Where's your heart at?
Must have fallen off and I didn't even know it. Oh my goodness. Hopefully I find it.
That's why when I'm looking up at these tall trees, I do this.
Oh, didn't know.
So here's the challenge with cutting these big tall trees. I guess I'm going to cut that nice one right there down for right now. But in the process of cutting these trees, you have to be very careful not to do as least damage as possible putting the tree down, for one. But for two, you have to be very careful that you don't put it in such a place where you're going to have to go over your brush again or have to move the brush. So you're going to make darn sure you're in a spot where, you know, that won't happen. This tree here is kind of heading back that way, and I don't want to put it in the road, of course. So I'm going to aim over here, these balsams, and drop it down to there, and hopefully that should go fine. So there we have it. Quite a nice tree. So we'll probably cut some 16-foot logs of this to skid up the hill. And but I'm not going to start with the butt log. I'm actually go up to the second 16-footer. And my saw is quite dull right now too. So I'll get the horses down here, get them hitched on, sharpen my saw, and do some cutting. But I guess I could get these marked so I know where my marks are going to be. Okay. All right, so now I got them marked, 2 16-foot logs. I'm going to go back up and get the horses, bring them down and get the chains on them so I don't have to dig in the snow to get them. And since they're up in the air right now, and we'll cut this particular 16-footer and head it up the hill and get our trail broke. We like to take smaller loads on our very first hitch up a new trail to kind of push the snow out of the way and to make the trail. What's that look for?
You call that a small load? This is a big tree. That's not a small load at any estimation, I wouldn't think.
Just about the right size for a pair of small ponies.
I guess.
All right, you stay here. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey. I probably don't need to, but I think this log is still big enough to use my cradle hitch. And probably because of the snow on the ground, all the more reason why I just soon use the cradle hitch to kind of lift the log as much as possible so we're not dragging as much snow.
I'm wondering what you guys think when you look at this big log. What do you think? Easy peasy or ugh?
Since I'm starting with the second log in the tree instead of the first, and it looks like it's getting close to the ground, I'm still going to take my other chain and get it underneath there just in case it drops into the snow a lot. I'm going to end up having to bring in 4 chains with me because sometimes with these big logs I want to have my cradle hitch, so that means 2 chains on that log plus this log, so it'd be 4 chains.
Well, one thing that seems to be the theme again today is the planning thing. You got to plan.
Continually.
Plan, plan, plan.
And you gotta have a sharp saw.
Yeah.
So here's a log that I can hardly sit on and straddle, so I'm not sure how I'll sharpen this one.
You feel as though you have to straddle the log to sharpen correctly?
Did you ask me something?
I said, do you feel like you have to straddle the log so you can feel comfortable? And
It's just the way I prefer it. Yeah, it's just the way I prefer it, but it's not crucial. If I'm sitting there with the log kind of in between my legs, I can hold it steady.
I think I've started watching you enough that I could tell that was seemed like it was dull too, just by listening to it. Go for it.
You might help the old man up on.
I'm not much of a help today. There you go.
Okay. What I like sometimes, a little nubbin like right there to help hold this saw in place from side to side. As I'm pushing it, kind of holds that. I like that. But it might break because it's not very big. Another thing is your file needs to be sharp. This one here is starting to get dull. I'll also spin it to find teeth on it that are sharper. You know, I want to see steel filings come off that tooth as I'm filing it. But I can also just feel whether it's filing good, and it is not. So I need a new file. Okay, I'm done. I'm not really confident this chain is going to be as sharp as I like to have them. And as soon as I get back to the truck, I'm going to swap and get a new file. I wish I could share with you how beautiful it is in the woods today. Not just because of our surroundings, but the temperature. I'm actually quite warm. I gotta, usually when I'm cutting, I'll take this heavy coat off and work without it. Then probably when I'm going back and forth with the horses, I'll have to throw it back on. But when we got here, it was like 16 degrees, and we were quite late getting here. And earlier, I think it was down to about 0. But so the temperature, when the sun came up, the temperature really warmed it up. It's as calm as can be, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I was waiting for you to come down. I did a little panorama of the woods here because it was so beautiful and lovely. But unlike Jim being warm, my feet are cold.
So let's quit dubbing and get some work done. I'll get this cut and we'll get this out of here. You'll find your hard hat too.
I know.
I messed up on that one, didn't I, guys?
Is it pinched?
Yep. Not too hard. I probably could get it out, but I'm not going to try because I don't want to break something. So I'm right here close, and I quite often I will take my wedge with me in a situation like this. And after I start the cut, I will stick the wedge in there and I'll hold it from pinching on me. But I didn't have it. But I think it will easily pull out. Just to let you see I mess up a lot too. But then it comes out easy. So I'm looking at that and seeing that's been disconnected. And we're good to go. Oop, bye. Oop, bye. Happy. Happy. Oh. Just a little bit. Oh. Back. Okay. Hoop. Hoop. Happy. Back up here. Hey. 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 Back up here. Wait. Wait. Hey. Back up here. Back up here. Back here. Back up here. Back up here. Back up here. Nice step. Oh. Go back. Back. Oh, back. Oh. Back. I step a little bit. Oh, back. Back. Oh. I step a little bit. Oh, back. Oh. Happy. Huh? All right, you can walk.
I don't know. I'll walk, I guess.
Careful step. Oh. Hey, jump right on. Other side.
Yeah, I'm gonna be left way behind.
So Brenda's gonna climb on. Oh. And as you can see right here, I don't know if it will show it, but we have quite a steep hill to climb up right here. And then we'll go right back down the hill for just a little bit. Careful step. That's the way it is sometimes with logging. So it pulls fairly hard. Go up the sail, Bell. Careful. 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 Oh! No. Oh. I always like to say you really need to know when to stop a pair of horses when they're pulling hard. And a lot of times on a hill like this, if you don't have to stop, that's great. But if you do, you need to stop them and before they stop. And right at that particular time, it was almost, Canada was almost ready to stop before I stopped them, which is not good. But all's well. Oh. But now I got to make sure they stay calm and that they get rested up enough before I ask them to go, before I ask them to go again. Also, I know Buck starts off faster than Ken, so I got to kind of be careful of that and kind of hold Buck back a little bit so that Ken isn't set back so much. I cuffed that. As you can see, that's quite a pull coming up that pretty steep hill. G a bit, but G. Careful. Brenda doesn't normally ride on the cart when I'm going out with a load, but because of her knee, she is riding, but it's a little bit...
I'm holding on for dear life and praying.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to ride, and oh, it's not so bad for me because I have the lines in my hand, so that helps keep me stable. Yeah. But Brenda doesn't have anything.
There's nothing to really get hold on to.
The can hook right behind you too. Don't forget that, on the other side. So this log is going out good, and these guys are going to get quite a workout. I'm not going to work them too hard, and I might not even work a very long day. And I also might just short skid some. In other words, just cut and kind of bunch them in a spot in the woods and wait until the road is really good before I start skidding up the road.
Do you think you might ever like use a sled or go back to the dray down here?
I might. I'm not sure. After I get a really good... Sometimes it's hard to know because I'm thinking about maybe using Ken also. And my plan is just have him follow us out with a log.
You mean Bill?
Bill, I'm sorry. And have him follow us out with a log and cast up. And that would allow us to get a little bit more production out. And so if I didn't have to use the dray or the wagon or the sled, it would eliminate a need for a piece of machinery down here. And so I wouldn't have to worry about that starting up in the cold weather.
That buck, he's a pulling the fool.
Yes, he is. I have to hold him back quite a lot so that they walk together. But he will actually settle down quite a lot as the days progress and they get used to lugging back up this hill again.
I mean, they just do it differently. Ken just kind of like lumbers along and he like...
has to dive right into it.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people can say, well, that's because he's gone to the pulling contest too. That's just totally not true. When I bought him, I'm almost certain he'd never gone to a horse pull. And I can count the amount of horse pulls that he's been to on I think one hand, maybe two. I mean, I don't think he's been to more than 10 pulls. And so I'm pretty certain that's not the case. People had talked even about Will's horses, the guy that I helped, his black horses in the woods. And they thought they were old pulling horses, and that's not the case with them either. I'm pretty certain neither one of them have ever been to a horse pull. So, but just horses, when they pull heavy loads in the woods, it is somewhat like a horse pull, and so they just get anxious and they want to pull, and so it's hard to keep them calm, but it can be done. Nice step. Oh, it's funny. They knew you were here, and I could tell they wanted to stop because they figured I'd stop because you are here.
Oh, really? I thought they were just getting tired.
Yeah, that too.
So I have a question. Do you think that they? Oh, well, it's kind of a weird question, but. Do you think that they are like, okay, I'm good now, so then you tell them to go then too, because you see them starting to, they think that they're like, okay, I'm ready to go now, like they've got their breath back?
Sometimes, but no. I don't think that most horses, so many horses aren't even smart enough to know that. That sounds awful, I know. But a nervous horse will, like Buck, for example, until he's worked hard and settled down, he'll make it look like he's ready to go, and he's anxious and he wants to go. But no, he is not ready to go, and I can tell when he's ready to go.
Well, why do you think he does that?
Because just the adrenaline flowing in him, he just thinks he's ready to go, and he can go. It's not like he can't go, but he needs to just settle down, rest a little bit more. And it's also a really good thing, just like I've shown out of the videos, how important it is just to make them stand here anyways.
All right.
But they're ready to go now, so if you're hanging on, we'll go. I come stop. I think you will find after, after a few days, hopefully my next video even, they will be working considerably different. They were just lug the log up the hill.
I'll have to come back and check it out then.
Oh. So my plan in the next little bit after we get a good road here, my plan is to kind of average about 500 board feet coming up this hill. I'm sure it won't be.
What do you think that is?
I will scale it when we get there, but probably 300.
I was going to say
although
385.
If I remember from an earlier video, I guessed, my brother and I guessed on a particular log, and we were both way off.
I just think that's a big log. I don't know.
It is. And I can actually scale up the big end and tell you how many board feet is on the butt log that's still down there. I kept that.
This trail is longer than I thought.
Amazing. Even now we got more of a flat ground. It just pulls so much easier. They're going farther. Oh, before, I can sense when they're needing to stop, so I stop them, try to stop them before they stop. But anyways, it's really going to be nice to work in here, because where I'd been, my other log job, the skid was such a short skid, and the hitches, it was very difficult to get a big hitch behind the guys, so they just weren't working hard enough. And so now with this uphill haul with these nice big logs, it won't take long at all, and they're gonna get tired, and they're gonna start working way better, the way I like to see them. Also, it's just going to be a judgment call as to whether or not I use a sled or maybe my dray, because can I just take a 500 feet and go up and down the hill without having to stop and rest them a lot? Is it going to be worth the time to have the machinery down there and load onto the dray or sled? If I use my sled, my scoot, if some of these big things, I can't even get two of them across my bunks. They're just so big. So if I'm gonna just go throw one on, it's just not worth the time. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Cap stop.
Buck is always the one to go first.
He'll change. He'll settle down.
I just thought that last curve we were there, and then we had this long stretch though. Oh, that sun feels nice. I can feel it.
It is beautiful. Oh, okay, I'm going to stop right here just because they need a little rest before they even go this last few feet into the landing. I'm going to run up and get the scale stick so we know what this hitch weighed, or how many board footage is on.
He's coming, honeys. He's coming.
Oh. Bah. Oh. Okay, so let's get a scale on this. So this is the small end. So this is the big end. So I'm going to scale this. And this will tell us how the butt log that's still in the woods, how big that's going to be. So that butt log will be just shy of 500 feet, that one log. Yes, actually more than 500. It's a full 500. So that butt log is a full 500 board feet in that one log. So this being the second log, just a little bit. Oh. They're both 16 footers. So this one is, oh my goodness, isn't that something? That angle right there, it says 500 and, see that? 525.
Oh my goodness.
And this is the second log. That's how little these logs taper in size. Let's see this other angle. So this would be, now to measure this accurately, you need to measure inside the bark. And it's still showing 525.
So this is like super unusual to have this end bigger than that end?
Yes, it is. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. No. I was looking at the 18. I need the 16 foot. I didn't realize I'd flipped over and I looked at the top. So let's do that again. So the 16 foot is definitely, like we'd said earlier, about 400 and, actually, yeah, probably about 480 board feet on the butt log out there. Awful close to 500 board feet.
Okay.
And so this up here, I think this will be a different scale now. It's still awful big. Look at that. That's right at the 500 board foot. And this side here, just inside that bark, quite a bit less here, 450 probably. So we'll call that a 450 log, 450 board feet.
Hey, guess what? I guess closer than he did.
You did. Who's the real woodsman here? Well, that's going to do it for our video today. Probably way longer than most of you guys want anyways.
It's really nice here in the sun right now.
Beautiful.
Such a gorgeous day.
Yeah, it is. So I am going to enjoy the rest of the day, and I hope you guys do too.
Thanks for coming.